Hey guys, this is Suzanne Titkemeyer of No Longer Quivering, formerly, now just of myself. I'm wearing what I consider my Paris outfit, even though I'm not really very Parisian looking. I just wanted to talk a little bit today. Hopefully, my internet holds up. If it holds up, then we'll talk. If not, I'll be gone in a hurry. Just wanted to talk a little bit about today about feeling stressed out about a certain commenter's coverage of Duggar, of the Josh Duggar mess, and everybody else's, and the things coming out. First, I'm going to start off with a laugh. I want to show you guys this wonderful wallet. I love this stupid thing. It is Munch's the Scream painting with a cat photoshopped in. This is my absolute favorite thing in the world. And I'm going to read some quotes that I like to keep in mind when I'm getting as frustrated as I have been this last week. I write them in this little book that always reminds me of Paris. A friend of mine gave me this book, blank, years and years and years ago. It's my friend I was talking about that we had a falling out, and then she died a couple of years ago because she didn't believe in medical treatment ever. Hey, you guys. And she ended up putting it off. JC, I got that off Amazon. Just look for Van Gogh wallet and it'll pop up, even though there's nothing to do with Van Gogh on it. So anyway, long story short, she died because she denied medical care. She thought it was idolatry. She was so hard into the quiverful movement that she just could not conceive of ever going to the doctor. She thought it was demons and idolatry and stuff. So when she had a headache that would not lift, she didn't go until it became crisis level. They found out she had uterine cancer. She passed within 2 weeks of them finding out. And to me, that's just outrageous. We always talked about going to Paris together. We never did. I've been to Paris, but it's been quite a time. But she gave me this thing, and it reminds me of her. And I never would use it for a long, long time. Now I've started using it by I've started putting all my quotes in it. And you see me doing like this just to be able to see the comments. I ended up going to the eye doctor yesterday. Apparently, I've had a significant vision loss in the last 6 months. It's probably related to the fact that I can't walk, but who knows? I'm supposedly going to see an eye doctor when I'm in San Jose, seeing the neurologist. But new to the channel. Okay, Star Lily, Kentucky Girl, JC, Busy Bee, everyone, welcome. Anybody I've missed. I just want to read some affirmations today. I also want to read some quotes about lying, because what I finally ended up doing with this little book, because I didn't want to destroy it because it reminded me of my friend, when I'm reading and I run across quotations that touch me in some way, I write them down. And when I started freaking out last night, hey nitwit, over this whole thing, especially once Katie Joy started talking about the creator of that porn film that Josh had. And apparently Josh, according to her, Josh had downloaded one of the worst CP films ever made. He had downloaded Daisy's Destruction, which I'm not even going to go ahead and describe. It's one of the worst ones. It's basically a snuff film, basically. Anyway, I've been sick to my stomach all week over this, and a quote wall in my office. You are right, Jamie. That's a good thing to do. I hadn't thought about it. I may have to do that in my sewing room, put all these quotes. First, we know somebody that lies pretty severely. Without a box of Kleenex, she likes to lie. So at one point, I started just writing down all the quotes I could find about lies, all the ones that I kept running across when I was writing. This first one is James, without a box of Kleenex, James Swift. You may not know who James Swift is. James Swift is a wonderful man who did drag for years and years in New Orleans. He went by Rusted Rhinestones and a lot of other names. He's written a book that's really good, but it's hard to read. It's about his time at Longstreet, which was the boys' camp for the boys' camp that was a companion with New Bethany in Arcadia, Louisiana. So he suffered through that and wrote an autobiography and has made it past that. I adore him. His quote is, "Falsehood flies and truth limps along behind." So that when people come to be under, I can't even read, when people come to a knowledge of the truth, I'm just going to quote it because I can't even read my own handwriting, and it's too late. Mahatma Gandhi, truth never damages a cause that is just. And I think that those of us that have been critical of her, we have been critical for a just cause, for her to stop doing some of this stuff. Hey guys. Hey American Princess. James Comey, the truth could be inconvenient, embarrassing, and painful, but it was non-negotiable. That was from his book I recently read, his second book. Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Everyone has three lives: a public life, a private life, and a secret life. I think that we can guess from the Josh Duggar reveal what her secret life is. Queen Elizabeth II. This does not have to do with lies, but it's a good one. Grief is the price we pay for love. That's very true. Friedrich Nietzsche. No one errs so boldly as the man who is indignant. Who does that remind you of? So I've said a lot about lying. I think we all need to do a step back and do some self-care. I need no idea. I'm wearing my This Reminds Me Paris shirt and scarf. I started looking at some other quotations that I found that were helpful to what time is it here? It is 12:50 p.m. So I'm actually in Mountain Time Zone. Erasmus, an ill crow lays an ill egg. In other words, look at the fruit. I think if you can see the fruit of without a box of Kleenex, you have to see that and see that it is not good. He also says, remember no wrongs. That's really hard in this world. I believe that it's easier said than done, but it does help if you can just put these things from your mind. Busy Bee, it's 7:50 p.m. in Scotland. I wish I was in Scotland. I love Scotland. It's one of my favorite places. Jamie, I did too. I've cried a few times. That's why I'm kind of out of it today. But here's the most helpful thing to remember, I think, in this Josh Duggar thing. You cannot control other people, only yourself. And that's where I am now. That's why I'm consciously not trying to say her name. I'm trying. Here's the thing. I wanted to say she revealed the file names of the files that had been downloaded. And the question I have now is, did she look at them for the quote purposes of journalism? I don't think that's good. And I think that we just need to ignore her, especially with the coming light of Mother's Day. Did you know Mother's Day was not set up as a day to honor mothers? Mother's Day was actually set up by a bunch of pacifists and feminists who wanted to get mothers worldwide to think about peace, to come together peacefully and advocate for the cause of peace. So That's what I think we need to do now. It's hard not to talk about her, but she keeps doing heinous things. You're right, JC. That is really true. That's where I am with this. I'm trying not to talk about her, but the things that she says are just so disgusting. Oh, thank you, Busy Bee. Records were supposed to not be broadcast, including file names. She also talked about the guy who shot that particular piece of video, who I'm happy to say is in prison and is likely to be in prison for the rest of his life. He was collecting $10,000 each to look at that file. Now, I no longer know if that's true. I don't know if Josh paid $10,000, but it's sick. Why would you even want to know the file names of these things? Even the descriptors that the court gave were so awful. So, yesterday I ran away for the day. I have been running away ever since she started talking about this. And Celebrate Her Mom and Be With Her Family. Yeah, that's right. Even though Mother's Day is no longer a time where we come together in peace and want peace and demand as mothers that we have peace, and it's now a celebration of mothers and motherhood. You'd think she'd take the weekend off. You'd think. Because that's the other thing I want to do. I want to come in here and talk about Mother's Day and encourage all of us. I know that Mother's Day is a fakey kind of holiday, and there are a lot. Okay, Jim. And there are a lot of mothers out there that have damaged their children spiritually, physically, emotionally, and every other way. If you need to take the time to treat yourself nice, in Mother's Day, if you have a mother that treats you badly, that has abused you, and you can't move on and forget it, I would just like to encourage you today to turn to an older lady who is a good mother substitute for you and to thank her. Because I can say that after having had a mother who was an alcoholic, there have been some really great older ladies that have come together to support me through the years who've been so important to me that I just want to shout out this Mother's Day and say thank you without naming their names because they're a long list. It really helped me. And most churches and the media don't get that mothering is incredibly hard, that you have to do all these incredibly hard things in order to mother your own children. It's definitely a sacrificial role. And we all wear out. So I'm hoping this Mother's Day that everybody gets some rest and their family or the people surrounding them, their friends, tells them, hey, you're doing it right. You're doing okay, no matter how you feel about it. Yes, Ashley Claire, Josh would have been taking money away from his children. Part of me laughs and feels it's ironic that Joshy Poo would have taken money away that was likely given to him by Jim Bob to buy CP. They don't give that stuff away. It's quite costly. Sometimes there's ones that what did Charlotte do a video on this? What did Charlotte? I'm going to have to go back. What did Charlotte do a video on? She did call Emily Baker the B word. She did. She did. Okay, so I can't determine what it was that Charlotte did a video on, but that's okay. One of Charlotte's biggest supporters is attacking me, trying to say that I tried to be on a jury when my friend was murdered for the person that murdered her, which I did a video earlier in the week. That's absolutely not right. So let's all support each other this Mother's Day. Let's demand peace with each other. Let's pretend she doesn't exist without a box of Kleenex. I'm getting so tired of talking about her. And every time I think, oh, thank God I'm in a spot where I don't have to talk about her any longer, she does something just astoundingly cruel and awful. And we have to talk about her. And that's the way it is. Yeah, she did. I didn't see Charlotte's video about it, but KJ most definitely did. I saw clips of it that people were posting on Twitter. It was disgusting because Emily, man, Emily can talk about the trial in such a way, well, not the trial, the legal process in such a way that she doesn't expose the victims or anything else. And she wasn't giving anybody the file names either, which someone pointed out to me that particular hearing, they said no notes. The earlier hearing, you were allowed to take notes, but I guess because the sensational nature of the files, they decided that it was not a good idea to let anybody take notes. But someone we all know did take notes, violating that again, too. Happy Mother's Day to all of you guys. Yeah, the mudslinging needs to stop. I'm not participating in any of that inter-channel fighting because I think it's stupid. I think we just need to keep ourselves tightly cohesive and oppose without a box of tissues, because she's the one that's doing the real harm here. And by exposing the file names, she's participating just as much as Josh did in the CP of children, because she's promoting it. She's saying those things. People have speculated she went in and watched those. I hope she did not, because she could find Homeland Security on her door if she was doing that. I don't care how tight your VPN is, how you hide yourself, they'll find you for that. And I've seen cases of this again and again and again. And I can't wait till I get new glasses so that I can see all of the chat so easily. Yeah, the note taking. So I went yesterday and I got a full eye exam and I picked out glasses. I'm not in love with the glasses I bought, because if you know anything about me, you know I like my bizarre colors. I like my unusual shapes. But it was one of those things I would recommend too. If you're ever, hey Heidi, I'm glad you made it. No, actually, I'm not organized enough for that. I'm going to try starting on Monday to be organized and to go live Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. because it's always a good time for me. If I go live during the day, no trolls, I usually have decent bandwidth. But if I go live at night, all kinds of things happen. I tried last night to be on Do Goods about Handmaid's Tale, but my internet was just not having. On Monday, I'm going to fill out an application to get decent internet service here, and so I can dig. They really are. If you ever come to Costa Rica and they tell you can only get ISE, they expect problems. Ashley, it's just so weird. You know, she is and even when I talk to her on a regular basis, she would accuse people of all kinds of, I would let it go in one ear and out the other. And I actually posted the screen caps of some of that on my blog. I wish I'd have thought to get all of the screen caps going all the way back to when I first started talking to her, because there were some real doozies there, particularly all the way back to when I first started talking to her, because there were some real doozies there, stealing content or stealing her limelight while she was stealing content from me.